For me, to level up with Nikon is to capture reality the way I see it. I see my camera as an extension of my eyes. I can never do that with a smartphone.
So my name is Kate Hook. I think I became a photographer because I grew up in the time where social media started to begin, and photography gave me a bit more access to play. It became my excuse as a kid to go out on adventures with my friends and take photographs. I think for me, it's capturing how sometimes a moment feels and to capture memories, especially if you can try and achieve how the atmosphere feels as well.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah, grazie. Thank you so much. Hey, are you two local?
Yes.
Cool. Can I, by any chance, just show you how to level up with my Nikon Z5?
Yes, of course. Sure.
This lens has an awesome, very low f-stop that produces a really nice bokeh effect. And on iPhones, you create essentially a faux version of blurry bokeh background. Very nice. Awesome. I'm just genuinely interested in just trying to see beyond the surface of the world.
Cool. Very cool.
The phone will do everything for you, and it'll kind of convince you that you're a good photographer, but then it'll do stuff for you that you don't really want and you don't have a lot of control. Whereas when you shoot on a camera, you have way more control and you have a lot more freedom as well. And it's just a lot better detail as well. So let me just show you so many more highlights, so much more detail as well. I mean, it's still good, but this has just a little bit more to it as well.
The lights are so much better.
Yeah. The more you learn the camera, the more you grow and learn about yourself as a photographer.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would say my style of photography is quite dreamy, but at the same time, I try and focus on going beyond the reality that we're in. And the picture controls are really cool because you have they're kind of like typical filters that you'd get on a phone, but you have way more freedom in able to adjust them to suit your actual style of photography. My favorite setting is actually the multi-exposure setting. It's probably my favorite setting of all to play with on all sorts of different cameras, and you can really divulge in the whole reality and really play with your cameras and your images that way. That's what I mean with the evolution of Nikon cameras that I've experienced in my lifetime. Just to see the quality when you shoot on a higher ISO is still so sharp is amazing. Oh, sick. I love the Macba area, amazing youth there, incredible fashion. I love how both of you look right now. Is it okay if I take a couple of your portraits? And you just see all these kids and their creativity and their style. Very nice. Yeah, it's just amazing to see, just such a hub of young, creative energy. What I really like about the Nikon ZFC is this flip screen, because I don't really take a lot of pictures of myself because it is quite difficult, especially when you do shoot film. So yeah, I think that's probably one of my favourite features on there. What I really like on the camera are the buttons and the dials, because it feels obviously very familiar to a typical analog camera as well. And I actually think for functionality, it's actually a lot more useful, because instead of just pressing buttons and touching screens all the time, you have a lot more of a hands-on experience. What I think is really useful is say if it's really bright or it's quite a hectic environment that you're in, you can use the viewfinder to actually view your photographs, which is incredibly useful. Wow. And you can probably you can zoom in on them as well and see all the little details. Regardless of the environment that you're in, like right now, it really does help. I really like the frame rate. I loved shooting photos in bursts, especially with people who are doing a lot of the movement, because you can't just always be pressing the shutter. So it gives you a lot more freedom.
And everyone.
That's sick. Well done. Hey, is there any chance I could take some photos of you and share? I find the SnapBridge app with this camera incredibly useful. I have to be able to get the photographs pretty much immediately instead of waiting a couple of weeks. I can show you. So I'm going to download them.
It opens up so much more to people as well, and I believe memories are genuinely very precious and you can't always rely on your telephone. So to encourage people to try and explore photography and actually buy cameras is great, and it's definitely worth giving it a go and just taking a shot, literally.